Hello again, everybody, my little yarnivores, my spiderettes, and all you out there. How are you? Got a sort of a mixed bag here. I have a little bit of happy mail, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, just the usual, having a nice cozy evening at home. Well, that's kind of par for the course around here, but hey. Oh man. Oh, in spite of, the fall being my absolute favorite time of year, my head is whirling around with so many different things. I mean, you guys know I have a lot of works in progress, right? Well, right now it's no exception. Um, lately, I have been working feverishly on my English paper piecing quilt. And I feel like I've made so much progress, and yet I'm still so far away from where I want to be with it. I've been taking some of the blocks of 80 hexes and sewing them together, and I only have, I think, about 400 more little hexes to sew together. And so I start off with a little hex, and then I make it into what I call a puzzle piece, which is 10 hexes, and then I take 4 of those, and I make a 40 block, and then after taking those, I then stitch them together, and I make an 80 block, as I call them, because there's 80 little hexes in this piece right here. But I've been going a step further because I want to see some results. That's just how I am. So so I've been sewing the 80 blocks together. Now this right here is 4 blocks of 80. All sewn together by hand. Yes, indeed. And I'll show you the back as well. And yes, it's a lot of sewing, indeed. And so I have, at the moment, I've got 3 of these that are in a 4 block of 80, which is 320 little hexes all sewn together. So I've got 3 of these, and I need 6 more of these, and that will be my quilt top. But then, of course, I have to sew everything together. So from here to here, this is going to be 1/3 of the length of my quilt, and from here to here is 1/3 of the length of my quilt. So if that makes sense. So yeah, I've been a busy little spider. I've been stitching, and my my fingers are sore. I don't like using a thimble. Quite frankly, I don't like the feeling, of using a thimble. I've tried them, don't really care for it, but yeah, my little fingers, I keep stabbing them over and over again. And of course, yes, I've been crocheting. That much has not changed. But also, yeah, I've got a huge stack here of 80 blocks as well that I still need to make into the blocks of 320. So, yeah, I've been busy, and yes, I've been crocheting and I've been knitting, and also, of course, there was my last video where I sort of journaled the adventures of my little rabbit, Jack Leverett. For those of you that left comments, thank you so much. I'm enjoying it. I haven't played another adventure since because I was interested about your feedback. Are you guys interested in me continuing to chronicle my adventures, write them down, and share them with you guys? I did get some positive feedback saying, yes, please do. And I might, it is perfectly conceivable because I plan on playing more of the adventure regardless. And so, yeah, if you guys are interested, let me know in the comments section. And what else? Oh, yes. And also, on top of that, I just last night finished reading the Dungeon Anarchist's Cookbook by Matt Dinneman. Now, there's a little subsection in the very, very back of the book. I think it's only in the hardbound copies, and it has a very odd name. It is Backstage at the Pineapple Cabaret. Now, in each of his books, there is a little, it's not quite an epilogue, because this little sort of serial novella, if you will, is about the sort of the unsung heroes, the non-playing characters, or NPCs for short, and it follows them. And they're sort of like behind the scenes characters, so it's sort of it's hard to describe. It's sort of like, when you watch a movie and there are people, sitting at a cafe, in one of the tables behind the main characters. They sit there, they have their conversations, and they're sort of like filler. Well, picture, a separate story written just about them and their interactions. So I'm going to read that tonight, and then I'm going to start in on book number 4, The Gate of the Feral Gods, and I'm looking forward to it. And so, let's see. Yes, follow Carl, Princess Donut, and Mongo as they fight their way to the next level in the 4th book in the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. Let's see. So, surviving in a multi-level dungeon that also happens to be the set of the galaxy's most watched game show has taught Coast Guard vet Carl and his ex-girlfriend's cat, Princess Donut, that there's only one thing they can count on apart from each other. They never know what's coming next, and this floor is no exception. A floating fortress occupied by warrior gnomes, a castle made of sand, a derelict submarine guarded by malfunctioning machines, a haunted crypt surrounded by lethal traps. It was supposed to be easy. 1 bubble, 4 castles, 15 days. Capture each one, and the stairwell is unlocked. Here's the thing. It's never easy. Going it alone is not an option this time, so Carl and his team must rely on the help of the low-level, I can't believe those idiots are still alive crawlers, trapped in the bubble with them. But can they be trusted? So, looking forward to that. If you haven't read any of these books, I would definitely recommend them. They're fun. They're a bit visceral. Not gonna lie, there is blood and guts, but it's not horror. It's sort of adventure fantasy, if you will. And if you do decide to read these, the first one is just called Dungeon Crawler Carl. I would definitely recommend reading them in sequential order. Otherwise, it's probably not going to make much sense. And by the way, not sponsored. So yeah, plan on starting book number 4. And last but not least, certainly not least, I also have a little bit of happy mail. So let's check it out, shall we? Alrighty. Okay, so my friend Tara, who is also one of the administrators and experts on my Facebook group, Tara said, "Oh, I sent something to you." So here we go. And I had to verify with her. Oh wait, I thought this was the opening. This is the bottom. So yeah, I verified with her. Did you send me something from Amazon? And she said, yep, that was me. And so let's see, it says tear to open. They never make these things easy, you know? Okay, sort of, kind of, ish. Just trying to be careful because this brown paper, it can be sharp and you can get some really wicked paper cuts with this stuff. Now, before I open it, I was going based on feel. It feels like it could be... I get the... I'm totally guessing here, because it's obviously not yarn, okay? So I'm thinking it might be some sort of, I don't know, maybe like a hook type thing, maybe like hairpin lace or something like that. Um, oh no! Even better! Ooh! Even better! Oh, Tara, thank you! Versatools. Oh, this is so cool. You can measure and scrape spatula set. Juego de espátulas para medir y raspar. Ensemble de spatules, monsieur, not monsieur, mesure, racler. Yeah, I know. My French, it went the wayside. My Spanish did too. So measure wet and dry ingredients or scrape down the sides of jars and cans with this 2-piece spatula set. This set features both teaspoon and tablespoon measurements, as well as 2 different size spatulas for scraping jams, jellies, and more. Use with care before, first, and after each use. Hand wash, of course. Rinse and dry. Oh, I thought it said thoughtfully. It's thoroughly. Oh, that's really cool, because I do have a spurtle, which it's the red scrapey thing that I use quite often, and she had shown me pictures of her doing some cooking and so forth, and this is really cool. And these are these silicone? Let me see, because I do love me some silicone. Safe for use on stovetop. Do not rest utensil in hot pan or leave unattended while cooking. Of course not. Of course not. It is a Wilton product, but I don't see if it is silicone. Let me open this up. Thank you so much. That was very thoughtful of you. I appreciate. Because you guys know I do love cooking and baking and all sorts of goodies. You know, let's see. Does it say on here? I'm gonna have to research that. I mean, these little measury things, they do feel like they could very well be silicone. That's very cool. I like very much. Thank you so much. I appreciate. I do love kitchen gadgets and whatnot. I do. And I think that these are going to be nice and helpful indeed. Thank you so much. Again, not sponsored. I mean, one of the things that I would love to have, and no, I'm not asking you guys for it, but yeah, one of the things that I would love to have is an air fryer. Oh, I would love to have one. And I've had my eye on one from time to time, but the kitchen is only so big. And as far as, you know, various appliances and things, as far as that goes, space is at a premium. So I'm good. I respect the wishes of other people, and I do not indulge in, you know, getting various appliances and things. I mean, the last thing that I got was the rice cooker that I got, and that's only because the last one died on us. So that was sort of like, okay, get a new one. And then also I have a Dutch oven, and that actually, when I'm not using it to bake my sourdough bread, I use that as my bread box. You know, it looks nice. You know, it's got a nice green enamel sheen to it, and you know, I just keep that on the counter, and after I bake my bread, I keep it in there. You know, I wrap it in a bag and I keep it in there, and it's just fine. But otherwise, I am, let's just say, I'm not permitted to get additional appliances as much as I would like them, believe you me. You know, the extent of it is the Vitamix and our KitchenAid stand mixer, which honestly, you guys, if you've been watching my cooking videos for any length of time, you know that I really don't use mechanically operated gadgets all that often. I just mix everything by hand for the most part, and this will do very, very nicely. Again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And there you go. So, that's pretty much going to wrap it up for today. It's just a little touching base with you guys. Hope all of you are doing well, and let you guys know what I'm up to, and so on and so forth. Just doing my thing. And let's see, tonight I think I'm gonna have some leftover spaghetti and meat sauce. Whipped that up the other day, and I don't know. Just earlier, before filming, I made some queso. It's my first attempt. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. A little tweaking, I think. I think it would have been better if I had perhaps added some chopped up jalapenos, maybe some chopped up tomatoes. Could have been better, could have been worse. It worked. Got some leftovers. But yeah, just gonna keep doing my thing, keep doing my sewing, because as far as my quilt is concerned, I really, really, really want to get the whole quilt top finished in the winter months. That way I can start the actual quilting process and snuggle up under it as I'm working on it. That would be really nice. So, that being said, I want to thank you for joining me today. I know it's kind of a short video, but you know, I'm a short guy. All right, well, listen, again, thank you for watching. Hope you liked it, and stay tuned for more, because whether it is Happy Mail or audiobook narration or cooking or playing games or, of course, crocheting and knitting, variety is the spice of life, and, well, keeps things interesting, I think. And you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay doing fun, creative things, whether it is, reading a good book or writing about it, or, making a scarf or a hat or a blanket or a good meal, be creative, have fun with it. And you take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, everybody, and bye for now.